guys have found yourselves in the depths of an ancient Snetherese city by the name of Yithrin, traveling along Revelian Marpel and her professorial orb that you rescued, named Professor Scott, a now tree that you have lovingly dubbed Shrubwad, and a man that you raised from a comatose state that you'd found locked in a medbay named Xerophon. You've learned that you need to do something called the Ritual of the Arcane Octad to be able to obtain access to the central spire of Iorlanus, which is where the powers of the city are maintained, where you had learned something called the Mythalar, which is what generated all of the city's power, was located, and have devised that if there was a way to harness the power of the city, it would be at the Mythalar of Yithrin. At last visit, you had made your way to the Tower of Divination, where you was it Leonard? I think it was Leonard. Put his hands upon the
that was me.
Upon an orb filled with swimming eyes. You had discovered that a portion of the ceiling that contained the script that was the part of the ritual had been knocked away when the city had fallen, and you used said orb to tell you where it had gone. You learned that it had crashed into an observatory not too far from where you were currently stationed. Making your way towards the observatory, you came across an abandoned market type place where you had previously seen Knights of the Black Sword. These Knights of the Black Sword were you recognized because they were worshippers of the evil devil god Levistus, that had been present in one of the keeps. I think it was in Caer Konig or Caer Denival. I can't remember which. I think it was Caer Denival, the keep at Caer Denival, that they had been capturing people that had died in the ice and making them into their sort of zombified slaves. And somehow Knights of this Black Sword are down here. Whether they followed you or have found another path, they were walking around. Incensed by this, Cadillac had decided that they needed to be snuffed out, and thinking they were inside of this market area where you heard smashing and crashing sounds, charged in there only to find a iron golem missing its head, smashing things around, only to barely survive by banishing it to another plane of dimension, another plane of existence. You guys managed to grab a couple of magical items and quickly escaped with your lives to the outside, where Leonard found a pack of cards. And Harkus, you found something. I can't remember what you found. I'll have to go back and look at the recording. But you found another item. I can't recall what I gave you.
It was a ring.
Say again?
It was a ring of telekinesis. And
ring
I
of
have
telekinesis.
It.
There we go.
Yeah.
And you have it now.
Yeah.
Okay. That's where we find you all now, is on the streets. Outside of that, the iron golem, you hear it reappear a moment later inside of that marketplace, and you start hearing the smashing sounds re-beginning. You're back out on the streets, surrounded by some of those buildings, and yeah, what do you guys do?
So we were headed toward the tower where the thing fell through, and also we were looking for the army of undead or repossessed zomboids.
You'd seen two of those night guys walking around. The they were the Knights of the Black Sword. They wore pendants around their necks with swords made of that chardolin stuff, that crystalline stuff that caused you guys to go a little bit cuckoo bananas.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You're sort of looking for them, and
I am continuing as we sort of go through and move forward here. I'm continuing to sort of bellow, trying to taunt these guys out.
okay, what are you doing?
I'm
How are
literally
you?
just saying, get out here right now, wherever you are. Cadillac is spoiling for a fight with these guys.
Okay. So Cadillac is looking for combat. Roll me, I guess, like a performance check, Cadillac.
Okay.
Are you trying to intimidate?
What I'm trying to say here is mostly, I am not being subtle in the slightest in terms of us moving through here, and I'm making a lot of noise.
You're trying to attract attention to yourself.
Yeah. And so, do I still roll performance?
Yeah. Let's see how boisterous and loud, and let's see how.
Obnoxious. We can use that. We can use that term.
Yeah, you're going to attract every monster from the Underdark that's going to come up and try to eat you.
That's just a distinct possibility.
Yeah. Cadillac is rolling up a ruckus. And are you calling out specifically the Knights of Levistus, the Black Sword, show yourselves? Or you?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Black Sword fiends.
Where are you headed?
I'm not I didn't have in mind heading in any particular direction, so I'm trundling along with the rest of the group. We were sort of thinking about going toward the tower, right?
Yeah,
I think our
you learned
overall thought was they were in the same direction. So
Yeah.
you were heading towards this observatory building, this thing right here. That was where the divination eyeball thing told you that the portion of the text had crashed. You know, the inscription on the wall that broke off the roof. Remember, you were in the Tower of Divination with the eyeball thing, and the roof was missing. May not remember that, but I'm telling you, the roof was missing, and you divined because there was a big hole coming in through the roof. You divined that it had crashed into this tower over here. You were in this tower over here, this one, with the eyeball. And you learned that the portion of the roof that was part of the roof of this thing smashed into this building over here.
I'm not seeing the
I don't see
you're
tags.
you pointing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, are we not on the right screen? Am I gonna? Let me get you. Let me make sure we're on the right. We're all on the same screen. It should be. Okay. Zoom out a bit. Do you see your characters?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So you are here in this thing. See my green circle?
No.
Nope.
Nope.
Interesting. Let's try this.
Yep.
How about now?
Bingo. Yep.
Interesting. Okay. They've changed that. So my circle shows up depending on what layer I have selected. So you were in this tower right here, and the roof was missing from it. This had the station, the little pedestal with the eyeballs on it, and it had an inscription on there that was like basically said, seek, ask and we shall find, basically in Draconic. And Leonard asked where the roof was, the inscription was, and he saw a vision of it smashing into this building here. This very like what you might find at Love Stuff looking building right there.
Right. Peyroni's Tower.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I think overall headed there, but spoiling to pick a fight with these Knights of the Black Sword.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and as you reach there, You're coming up the ledge. From the ledge above you, standing next to the tower, you see, looking down, two of those night guys. And they've sort of heard you calling them out. And they are standing on this ledge that's about, we're going to say about 15 feet. You're down in this sort of like crater here where the marketplace was, heading towards that observatory. And they're sort of up here by this glass building, this dome-looking building. Like they didn't know anything about the observatory, so they weren't specifically headed there. They didn't have that knowledge that you had of the missing piece in the observatory. They're just exploring. But they're sort of up here on this ledge, and let me move you guys sort of down here. You're kind of in this little cratered area, and the ledge is about 10 feet above. And they're standing at the edge are two knights wearing full plate armor, and they are just standing there and they're staring at you. They're wearing full plate as you're calling them out.
Do I see them?
You do.
I make a beeline for them and charge Sunbeam.
Okay. You charge up Sunbeam?
Yep. The Dust Crusher begins crackling and coming to life as I start stomping in their direction.
Okay. Well, in that case, all you guys go ahead and roll an initiative.
All right. Click.
By the way, Jeff, did you have any music on in the background?
Yeah, I do. I forgot to. I've had music the entire time. I forgot to share the sound.
Okay, I was just letting you know.
Good to know. Sound this entire.
There we go. There's the war drums.
Yep, they are standing on that ledge, staring at you. And let me roll their initiatives. This may or may not be a good thing for you, but
this seems like something we probably should have taken on.
probably. Okay. As you charge them, Cadillac, the one on the right, this one right here,
Yes.
he takes his hands and clasps them together as you start to charge up. You charge up your basically your hammer, right? It's a hammer
Yes.
that has a circle and it forms the sunbeam inside the circle.
Correct.
He clasps his hands together, and if you look at my zoom window, sort of starts doing this, rolling his hands together, and then you can see as you're staring at him, in the place where his visor is, where his eyes should be, you just see glowing red balls. And in between his hands starts to glow brightly and begins to just exude huge flame. And he blasts a ball of fire directly at you, Cadillac. And you charged ahead of everybody else, so I'm going to say that you are the only one that is caught by this thing.
Okay.
Make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not going to do it, Cadillac.
Well, darn.
Are you fully charged up?
Yes.
The Cadillac, you're going to take 38
dear
fire
God.
damage. Hang on. We're not.
But wait, there's more.
We've made a terrible error in judgment.
Oh, I did that wrong. Apologies. That doesn't count.
Okay.
That rolled wrong.
It's actually 52.
Hang on.
It's actually 70-10.
So while he is rolling 13 d8s,
It's actually supposed to be this. 30 instead of 10d6, or instead of 60-10, it is 10d6.
Okay.
So it's a little better. You take 35 or 34 fire damage. Hold on. But wait. And like you're also going to take 27 necrotic damage.
Okay.
So that's 34 plus 27. That's a total of 61 damage.
Yep.
And he sort of sneers at you. You can see what looks like a sneer from underneath his glowing helm. And Arcus, you're up.
Arcus, having seen what just happened to his friend, is going to take a moment before anything else happens and down a couple of, where are they? I have, where are my potions of greater healing? I've got a couple of those.
Okay.
So I don't know what happened.
Oh, I know you'll have them.
Yeah, I know I have them. So
I'll give you that as a free action. They are 4d4 plus 4. If you have 2 of them, you can do that.
4d4 plus 4. Okay.
That's greater healing.
Okay. 4, and I'm going to do 2 of them.
So then do 8d4 plus 8.
So 29.
29. So you heal up 29 hit points.
Okay. Oh God in heaven. So I think now which one was the one that just did that to him?
The one on the right?
Okay. So this one over here.
Yes.
All right. Well, oh God. I guess I'm gonna run up on that one. But that seems like the smart thing to do. Assuming, of course, that he can't blow his sort of fire eyes right back out at somebody else again.
Yeah, it's probably a smart assumption that, like, he's shot his wad. He probably can't do it again immediately.
And maybe his friend won't want to do that if I get up in melee with his compatriot.
With his buddy.
So, all
right. 21 is a hit.
All right. And then I get 2d6. And then
Well, these are all magical strikes, I assume, yes.
Yes, and the 2d6 is necrotic damage. If that makes any
Okay.
difference.
It does a little bit. He's
Right,
immune to
here's
that.
the second one.
So he gets back those 11 hit points because he's immune to it.
Okay, I take it back. It's not necrotic damage.
Too late.
Okay, and then 8 more.
23 is a hit, yes.
And then it feels like I should flurry of blows him because
Okay.
Why not?
I punch.
Punch.
Hit. 10.
Okay. Well, stop it. There we go.
20 is a hit.
What? Okay, so the 23 and then the 20. So another 17. So 17, 25, 37 total, I guess, if the 11 doesn't count.
Got it. Yeah. That smarts a bit. Cadillac, you're up.
Okay. So do I have any hope of angling this in such a way that I catch them in Sunbeam without hitting Harcus? I can't quite tell if that's possible.
I'm gonna go with a no because Harcus is literally like
That's
punching.
fine. Do what you got to do.
Harcus, this is going to hurt.
That's fine. Do what you got to do.
Okay. I try not to hit Harcus.
Okay.
But
I'm very dexterous.
dexterous. Okay.
Okay. They have to make a con save.
Yes.
They have advantage on this con save. 18 and 21, they both save.
Okay.
Advantage on saving throws against magical effects.
Got it.
So they are magical resistant.
So I think they get half that and they're not blinded.
So they each take, what, 16?
Yes.
So this is not a spell, really, is it?
Nope, it's not a spell.
Okay.
It is a magical effect.
Okay.
The exact line here is, has advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects.
I mean, it seems to me like
Leonard,
he
that
could make-
the magical blast weapon that has a saving throw would be a magical thing? Yes, it does. You've picked a fight with a couple of badasses.
They had it coming.
They did, and it would be a lot better if you had some other party members here to assist you in this endeavor, but we are where we are. Leonard's up.
All right, Leonard is going to bring out the drone
Okay.
and move away from everybody.
I love it. We're just gonna, I'll find the drone wherever it is and toss it out there.
Put the drone on them.
Okay. You toss a drone out there.
And then the drone is going to do its drone thing.
Okay. So it unleashes fire, and they have to make a what? Saving throw?
Dex save.
Dex save. This is not magical. This is just fire. 16 and a 5.
All right. So one takes half damage and one does not. One takes full damage.
Okay. All right. So 21. Take the one that Cadillac just beamed to full damage, and we'll give this guy half.
And then as a bonus action, Cadillac, how are you looking on hit points?
I am 43 out of 104.
Okay. And one of them has gone, one of them is yet to go.
Yes.
Correct.
One of them is about to go.
Ooh.
And the one that's about to go is the one I'm standing right next to.
Yep.
Okay, then I'm going to cast Sanctuary as a bonus action on Cadillac.
Oh, bless your heart. Thank you.
Okay.
So wisdom saving throw to attack Cadillac if that is the target.
Okay. To attack him.
Any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or harmful spell.
Harmful spell. Interesting. Okay.
On a failed save, there must be a new target chosen, or the
right.
attack will be just lost.
17.
That does beat
Okay.
my save.
Trying to think of when you said you turned on Sunbeam. How did you describe it? What did?
I think I said that as I started stamping towards them, Dust Crusher was beginning to sort of crackle with light. Is how I described it.
Okay.
But do you need me to describe the mechanics of how Sunbeam works? Is that what you're asking?
I was just trying to think of how you described it. Because he casts command on you. And I need you to make me a charisma save.
Interesting. Bam! Sylvana
Okay.
says, "Not today on my chosen paladin." You
The
don't.
command was extinguish.
Oh, so he's afraid of it.
He was just going to have you turn off your weapon. He only gets to use it once. And he was going to have him extinguish the light of Dust Crusher if he'd failed that save. But you passed it. And it is the other one's turn. The other one has turns to Cadillac or to Harkus and swings a longsword. He draws a longsword made of that glass and swings at you. 26 to hit,
Sweet Jesus.
16 to hit,
Yep.
and he crits.
Yep. Jesus Christ.
Okay, the first one does 8 slashing and 17 necrotic. The second one does 8 slashing and 20 necrotic. Bye, Harkus. And the third one. I need a calculator.
Yep.
Jeffrey, we've
25.
gotten to that number so high. You're gonna have to take off your shoes and count on your toes. This is
53.
getting ridiculous.
70.
57.
Huh? You missed some numbers.
Is that cumulative?
The total is 110.
Really?
Yep.
That's a
I feel
lot.
like I need to double check your math.
I mean, I'll do it again. We've got a 8 plus 17 plus 8 plus 20 plus 15 plus 9 plus 17 plus 16 equals 110.
Damn it.
Are you dead?
Yep, I'm dead.
So you guys just watch him just hack Harkus into pieces. Are you dead? Or are you just
No,
unconscious?
I'm just on the. No, I'm actually at 1 hit point because.
Oh, you're an orc.
Because I'm a monk.
Relentless endurance.
So suck it.
So you watch this guy literally hack the flesh off of Harkus. There are pieces of Harkus that are flying, and Harkus gets up, spits blood out of his mouth, and says, "That all you got?"
Not today, devil. Not today.
So
Ooh,
just based on what has happened to this moment, does it look like are these guys about to die because they have 4 hit points and I have dealt 10 damage to them?
No.
Yeah, that's sort of what I was expecting. Okay, so I know that, and it's not even my turn, I know that the easiest way to kill a party that I'm a member of is to give us a fight from which we have to retreat. But I'm thinking that maybe we should run.
Well, it is
'Cause I-
Harkus's turn for a death save.
No,
No, he's
I'm
got
at
one
1
hit
hit
point.
point.
Oh, you're at 1 hit point. So it's Harkus's turn to punch him in the face if he wants.
How's he looking? How's he looking?
Hang on. Let me do the math. See. He's got some blood coming out of his undead looking face.
So basically what you're saying is that
You're saying there's a chance.
so you're saying that if I do exactly what I did last time, he's still going to kill me the next round.
I mean, seems probable.
Oh god.
If you do exactly what you did last round, he's going to have twice as much blood.
Yeah, right.
Coming out of his nose
There are
nostril.
going to be 3.5 drops of blood coming out.
You know what we're
Um,
really feeling, honestly? We're feeling being down 3 team members.
Yeah.
We're really desperately low
Well,
on how much damage we're belting out.
right. Because
That's what's going on.
what I want to do is use a wand of wonder.
Do
That'd
it.
be great right now.
okay.
Does somebody have
Um,
that?
Yatara.
Oh, Utah's got a Wand of Wonder.
Tara, flick me that for a minute.
Did I give that to him?
I think so.
Can I take it back for a minute?
Yeah, sure.
I'd be like, you know what? Just kidding.
Sure.
Give me that back.
While you're over there eating that ham sandwich, can I have the wand of wonder?
Sure.
Okay. Well,
If
then
you want it, you can have it back.
yeah, I want the wand of wonder.
Are you gonna cast a random spell at him?
Yep. I'm going to
Roll a D100.
I'm going to disengage from him,
Okay.
and I'm going to sort of run over to where Yatara is.
Okay.
And then I'm going to roll a D100 and hope that I cast like
Something good.
fireball. Oh, here's to hoping it's not like Puff the Magic Dragon that comes out.
Might be pretty good. 58.
I feel like 58 is a deadly fireball.
Or you
fireball.
cast. All right, let me ask you this important question: Are you casting it at them or at yourself?
Oh shit! I'm casting it at them because I'm hoping that something aggressive comes out of this. That
Okay.
Oh,
What
full
comes
healing.
out? What comes out?
full healing, yeah. Yes,
Yes, they're 100%
Gigantism.
healed. They feel great.
Yeah.
Here's what happens. A sphere of absolute perfect darkness encases them. As you have cast darkness upon them. They are surrounded by darkness.
Okay.
Which means if they don't have dark vision, they can't see you. But you can't see them. They are surrounded by darkness.
Okay. So at this point, I would like to just say to the group, okay, time to go.
All right. Cadillac, you're up.
I have a conundrum. John Hawkins thinks we should run for the hills. But what started this whole thing is Cadillac hates these with the purple passion.
Yeah, but the question is Cadillac strategic minded? Or he wouldn't.
And the thing is,
I don't think he is in this moment. I think he is just a pissed off tower of id right now. I'm not convinced in the slightest he'd give up the fight. I would, but I'm not convinced Cadillac would.
Interesting. The question that I have is Cadillac, would he be strategic minded and want to come back and fight at a better opportunity?
this is so difficult because Cadillac entered into the vendetta knowing that he had like backup 5 deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure that you guys wouldn't take him if every party member was playing tonight.
Yeah, and they're sitting back making an omelet back in the market.
Hey, I can't help what you guys decided to do. These are the characters that I put out there and you decided to egg them.
I don't know. Unfortunately, my role play, I think, just has to meet pragmatism here because these guys are going to kill us. I think it's pretty obvious. Kill us dead. And I think that it would be mean for me to make a choice here that would kill the party. So I say, I guess, glory to Sylvanus, he has saved us. And then I begin a hasty retreat, I guess, back to the market.
Okay. You guys run away. You don't as you take off and run, you see the sphere of perfect darkness in the distance. And it lasts for about 10 minutes or so. You guys are able to get all the way back to where the market is, and by the time you see the thing appear, or the sphere disappear, the 2 knights that were there are gone, and things are relatively quiet. And you're running in haste to sort of evacuate from this fight. You didn't see where they went. But
Oh, that's fair. And just away, like they didn't come after us. Is
no, they don't seem to have followed you.
okay. That's Leonard's most important take home.
Roll me insight, Leonard, I guess.
Insight.
13. They obviously had better things to do. They were
Well,
they were on some mission to accomplish some task.
And Leonard
got
is
in their way.
committed to coming back for them. Like Leonard is going to take them out for Cadillac, but I just need some help.
Well, maybe there is a plan to take them out. Valian looks at you all and says, "Do you know what those are?"
Clearly not, Villian. Clearly not.
She looks at you, Cadillac. She looks at you, Cadillac, and says, "They were once like you, paladins. Now they worship the forces of darkness. Their souls blackened, but their will remains strong. They serve Levistus. The only question is, how did they get down here, and what are they doing?"
Well, I would like to find an area here in one of these buildings that is reasonably secure, that we may rest and recuperate.
Yes, definitely.
We that took a lot of the wind out of my sails, and I have no more spell slots, and I think that everybody else is pretty pooped too. How do things look?
The fanciest thing that you see is there's a building with silken drapes hanging from like a storefront. And the surfaces of the silks are swirling with illusory images of dragon's fire and twinkling star fields, and all these sorts of things. It is this building with those sort of like red drapings on the outside. There are several figures that are sort of standing guard outside of the building that are motionless like statues.
Oh no, I have been tricked by that one already. Do they look like they are made of stone?
No. They look like they're made of people, but they are like motionless. They look like androids to you, Leonard. Like
so
robots.
Like the war golem we saw on the way in?
Kind of, but they sort of remind you. Tell me, Leonard, you came from the Warforged world, right?
Right, Eberron.
They sort of remind you of like Warforged before like the spark of life was in them. Like they're empty vessels or constructs. There for some purpose.
Okay.
Not like real alive things.
I'm going to ask Scott if he knows something about them.
He says, well, these were called Magian. The people of Ythrin would use them to accomplish tasks. These here appear to be guarding this storefront, preventing anyone from looting. I suspect that as long as you don't steal the wares, they probably wouldn't have no bother to you. If you attempted to loot from the store, the owner of this store thousands of years ago that set upon his security system, well, they would probably beseech you. So, no stealing.
Do they appear to be powered?
Like electrically? No.
Like, do they have a power source that seems to be giving them like the ability to do stuff?
Um, Professor Scott looks at you and says, "Sir, you are in a city of mages. They're magical."
Well, okay.
Smart ass.
A bit, yes.
I mean, I feel like I should like, I don't know. I want to know if I can turn them off. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Professor Scott says, "I should think a strong sword straight to the neck
No, I'm not getting in any more fights.
would turn off. I suspect a strong sword straight to the neck would turn off most such things."
I think Professor Scott wants to get himself confined to the city of Yithrin for the rest of eternity by getting
No!
us murdered.
No, no, no. Okay, well, that's the building that you're nearest. There are
Yeah.
other buildings in the bazaar. They're sort of
No.
random abandoned buildings.
I'm just not going to steal stuff from the one with the steely butts on it.
Okay.
I
Are
will
you
just,
going? Are you going in the silk store?
yeah.
Or are
As
you
long
going
as I
elsewhere?
don't, as long as I don't grab anything, I will not feel compelled to keep it.
Okay. You enter this store. Inside, there are several other of these guys that seem to be watching over the merchandise. They look a little bit different than the ones outside, but these sort of statue-like people. Let me see if I've got a picture of what they look like. I don't know if I do. See Appendix C. Where's Appendix C? Here it is. It's probably just got their stat block and not art. It's not helpful.
Do these ones look like I can talk to them?
No, similarly, they appear to be sort of like drones almost.
Okay.
Um,
I just, if I can't, like, if I don't think they're sentient, I don't have a lot of use for them as long
they
as
don't
they
appear
know.
to have sentience right now. You sort of, do you remember when you guys played the lightning game? You played it against
Yeah.
some of these guys.
Oh, yeah. So the same type of, like,
They're kind of like
automatons.
blue-skinned automaton people. Though they look like humanoids with green skin, they are constructs created by mages as their servants. So they've just sort of been waiting here for thousands of years, waiting to carry out whatever task their mage creators made them to do. They're like androids, magical androids. And you see some of them watching over the material on the inside, evidently some sort of security system. There are silks hanging in long drapes all over the place.
Does there appear to be like a mechanism for automatic purchase? Like,
As you walk into the store, you see for automatic purchase, no.
Okay.
In the center of the room, there are crystal mannequins. They're draped in finery, encircling an empty pedestal.
Yeah, I'm not touching it. I'm gonna use it as a place to rest. That's all.
Okay. Is anybody? So what you see in the center is a crystal mannequins draped in finery encircling an empty pedestal. So you're just going to sort of sit down and rest.
Yeah, if they will allow me to. If they don't jump on me for loitering.
They're not doing anything.
And like what I would like to try to do is to set up where like there's a reasonably obstructed path to get to me so that if anything came in to eat me, it would have to disturb the cloth.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to do that.
Okay.
What are the rest of you doing? Cadillac, what are you doing? You see this pedestal with the surrounding mannequins and all the silks everywhere.
I think Leonard has a good idea, and I have followed him in.
Okay. So you see all of this. You see the mage and sort of looking at the merchandise and stuff. What are you doing?
Honestly, I think I'm just going to find a quiet corner and clump down.
Okay. Leonard, you did ask about automatic purchase, if there was sort of like an automatic purchase
Yeah,
thing.
I was just thinking
Roll
if these
me-
are bots.
Roll me insight. If you roll well enough, I'll see if I can help you figure it out.
Okay.
11. Better than average, but not great.
No, that's fine.
So 11 is better than slightly better than average, but not great. Slightly better than average would say has something to do with the pedestal.
But I don't know what their system of money is, right?
You don't even know if you need money.
Oh, I guess that's fair.
Has something to do with the pedestal. Like that you'd step up on the pedestal, or you'd place your money on the pedestal, or you something to do with that pedestal in the center. But yeah,
Okay.
that's what you get from that. What about you, Harkus? What are you doing?
With my lone single hit point, I am finding a quiet corner where I can lay down and disturb no one.
Okay. You guys
Yeah,
take the short.
my adventurous spirit has been pretty well beaten out of me by the Arcus taking 110 damage in one hit.
He got hit pretty hard.
That's one way to put it.
Okay. Are we taking a long rest or a short rest?
I would.
Daddy needs a long rest.
I would like to try for a long rest, assuming that this is a reasonably safe.
Okay. Okay.
Area.
Yeah. Are you going to set watches?
Sure, why not?
Or is everybody just going to bed?
Let's set watches.
Yeah. Well, we'll set a watchman.
All right. Who's got the first watch?
I'll take the first one so that I can get my sleep.
Okay. Who's got number 2?
I'll do 2.
All right. Who's got number 3?
I'll take 3.
All right. Yeah. First watch goes without event. Second watch, Cadillac, roll me a perception check. Oh, Cadillac.
Seems reasonable. Seems like nothing happened.
Below average. Cadillac, you catch out of the corner of your eye some movement in the room. You think maybe it was like a small animal or a bug or something, you know, something sort of skitters in your peripheral vision somewhere in the room. You whip around and look around, and you don't see much with sort of a cursory glance.
Got it. I guess at the end of my watch then, I just mention to who comes next, watch out for the rats.
Yeah, you think it might be a rat. All right. Harkus, you're up next. You do anything? Or no, Leonard's up next, I guess.
Yep.
Leonard, do you do anything with that information? Watch out for the rats.
I'm gonna look around for rats, but I'm not moving far.
Okay. You roll me perception.
Okay, Percepcione.
16. Pretty decent. You don't see any rats around the ground at all. Nothing has moved or skittered. Nothing there. There's no squeaking sounds, no rats. Nada.
Okay.
If all you're doing is sort of looking for rats and looking around the floors and stuff, you see nothing.
Okay. I'm content with that. I heard rats. I checked for rats. There are no rats.
Okay. Yeah, the long rest ends. You guys have taken a long rest.
Hallelujah.
Thank
And you're
goodness.
back to full health. With no other major terrible events.
And this also relieves us of our exhaustion.
It does. Yes.
Oh, look at all those beautiful spell slots.
Yes. Let's go find those knights and kick their
Yes,
asses.
let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go get them. I charge out of the building. Get back here, you bastards.
I'm healed up and ready to go.
If at first you don't succeed.
Try again.
That's definitely what Einstein said. Okay. Yeah, you're in this building with silks all over the wall and these fine robes and things. A lot of them you see are sort of silken robes with intricate magical designs dancing on them. It's almost like a clothing shop, you realize now, as you've sort of been in here for a while. Heading out.
Yeah, I mean, we need to complete the Octane Dad ritual.
Okay. As the car dads have demanded.
Indeed.
The ritual of Octane. Yeah. All right. Is anybody doing anything else in this room with the pedestal and the silks?
Now that I am fully healed, now that I have rested, now that I'm not going to die in one hit, I'm going to step up on the pedestal.
Okay. All right. As you step up on the pedestal, all of the green men come to life. They draw swords and look at you with glowing terrible yellow eyes. No, that's not what happens at all. What actually happens is, as you step up on the pedestal, a magnificently dressed human flickers to life before you as a hologram looking like out of Star Wars and says, "Welcome to my shop. I am Silksmith Mixil. Welcome to the Emporium. Please allow me to show you the robe making process as we fit you." And Leonard, as you're standing there, all of a sudden from the ceiling, multiple spiders phase into existence and lower down around you. You're surrounded by about 5 phase spiders. And you realize that kind of like this is the noise that you heard, were sort of the clickings of spiders in the ceiling. And the spiders look at you, Leonard, and they're not doing anything, but all of a sudden these spiders look at you, and each of them with their multiple 8 legs starts taking out tape measures and measuring you, Leonard.
But they don't look hungry.
They're taking your measurements.
All right.
With their
all right.
multiple legs, they've got little tape measures,
They're hungry
and they're
for your
going around
dimensions.
measuring your shoulders, and they're measuring your head, and they're measuring your inseam, and everything else, as the spiders are sort of have descended all around you. And Mixil says, the hologram Mixil says, "Imagine anything that your heart desires, and your robe shall be made."
Okay.
What does it look like?
Okay. So Leonard is imagining a pretty sweet, like, long coat robe.
Yeah.
That is like mostly purple with gold accents, like gold trim.
Mm-hmm. And as you see Leonard like thinking about it, he sort of is muttering out loud, long purple robe, gold accents trim. What illusory images does it have on there that's like, think of the robe is like a moving GIF.
Okay, it's definitely like machines and steamworks and lasers. Like it's very techno robot oriented. And maybe has taken a little inspiration from what he's seen in Netheril or Ythryn. So it's more perhaps magical than mechanical.
Okay. As you see Leonard sort of describing this, the spiders are spinning this very robe that Leonard is sort of describing and imagining around him. And it takes about, as you're all sort of standing there, I think the rest of you sort of jaws agape. You see them just sort of going to work, and it takes about 5 minutes. But after about 5 or 10 minutes, they have spun this beautiful purple and gold robe with sort of mechanical, I guess, is it like gears or like clockworks?
Yeah, like sort of arcane clockworks. Like there are definitely magical energies apparent.
As Leonard moves, the clockworks sort of are turning on the robe and magically illusory moving. And as the spiders finish, they all just ascend back up into the ceiling. And Mixil disappears.
Okay. All right.
And the robe is sort of draped over your shoulders.
I don't want to belabor this, but Harkus has got to have one of these.
It's a pelt.
I mean, yes, it's absolutely a giant pelt. It is 100% a pelt.
Now,
it is a magnificent.
So does Harkus just like shove Leonard off the pedestal and jump up
pretty much. Yeah.
Move!
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. And Mixil appears before you again as an illusory hologram and says, "Imagine any robe you want," as the spiders descend from the ceiling all around you and start taking your measurements.
Yeah, it's clearly like just an incredible sort of it looks like Harkus has a pelt of his own. Like it really looks like sort of
animal fur,
a natural fur coat that would belong to Harkus.
You look like a bear.
Yeah.
And the fur, does the fur move, or are there like designs in the fur that like are forming illusory?
Oh yeah, it's going to sort of augment my sort of monkish stealth, and at the same time sort of whisper quiet.
It's gorgeous.
Got some sound muffling to it.
You have a phase spider silk robe that appears to have illusory fur on it that looks just like a bear's skin or something like that. It's wild looking. And the spiders just ascend back up into them.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Oh, this is fantastic. This is fantastic.
What's going to be fantastic is if we get to leave this building with those robes without all hell breaking loose, without paying for them.
So before we go anywhere, I'm going to offer. I don't know how much sort of a sort of cloak like this might run me out in the real world.
One of y'all could you've been around, you could sort of estimate.
But I would offer them sort of whatever kind of a going rate might be, whether that's sort of 100 gold a piece or something.
I'll tell you what, these robes are worth about 250 gold each.
Okay, then I will offer to pay them the 500 gold for my cloak as well as that.
Cadillac, are you buying a robe?
I don't think so. I think I'm fine.
Yeah.
Come on.
You lay the gold down. You lay the gold down.
It needs to be. I mean, it's clear. Like I can see it in my head. It's like
It has a tree on it.
white with sort of the glow of the sun around the edges.
Oh yeah,
It's-
you know
I
what?
mean,
You know what? I
And
just
there's
thought
the
of.
tree of Gondor or something.
You know
Yeah,
what?
I
I just thought.
mean-
You know what? I stand up on the pedestal because you know what? Those of us who showed up to the battle and weren't sitting back eating ham sandwiches, we get robes. That's
Y'all
what.
the ones
That's
that get
what we
robes.
get.
That's right.
That's what we.
The
I'm getting
robes,
myself
the robes,
a damn robe.
the robes of the Death Knight fight.
That's
yeah,
right.
I mean,
Exactly. Get me.
All right,
Sign me up.
For
You
your
get a-
+1 robe of attendance.
Yeah, you get a magical illusory spider silk robe, phase spider silk robe, made however you want it to look. So you can describe what that looks like as you get your +1 robe of attendance.
Okay, so Leonard's has like clockwork things going on that move, right?
Yes. And Harkus
Okay.
is like an animal's. It's silk, spider silk, but it's like a flowing animal skin.
Okay, so
that helps make me whisper quiet as I move.
It doesn't have any effect. It just,
Oh, come on.
He thinks that. It just looks really cool.
I'm sneaking around the room like, this is awesome. You can't even hear me walking.
Everybody can hear him walking, but he still loves it.
So I imagine a sort of a tunic that goes over my armor, and the tunic basically has ivy work that if you look at it, the ivy is actually sort of growing and moving around,
Yeah.
and it's blossoming purple flowers.
Yeah, it's able to do
and
that.
at the very base of it, there are little mushrooms sort of growing and slightly moving around at the base of it.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
on
what-
the
that's what
on
I'm
the
gonna have.
left breast is a little tiny shrub wad.
Yeah.
This is
Nice.
excellent. I am tickled. And I guess when I stand off of the pedestal, then I plop down 250 gold.
Yeah, your payment is accepted. The mages do not do anything to you, and you all have phase spider silk robes.
Just,
Oh, that's
just out
awesome.
of curiosity, if we hadn't paid for them, were they going to kill us or something?
I'll never tell.
Damn, man. My
That's for me to know. That's for me to know and you to wonder.
my +1 robe of attendance says yes.
So while we're gathering our stuff, I tiptoe over to Harkus and say, "Can I have a loan?"
Yes, absolutely.
I need 161 gajiggers. I'm good for it. I swear on Sylvanus's name, I'm good for it.
Here, I'll pay for his as well.
All
I'll
right.
pay for his as
Okay,
There you go.
I put in what money I had. I just need 161. Thank you.
well. It's fine. You take all yours back. I'll cover you.
You're a gentleman and a scholar.
Okay. There are about 10 or so other robes lying about the room that have different things on them that the mages are watching over. And you paid for your robes and allowed to exit the Emporium.
Sounds like we would not have been allowed to leave if we had not paid for them.
I mean, you were warned about the security system.
We were going to pay for them one way or the other.
Yeah, I mean, yes. Payment shall be had.
I really feel like we've made excellent decisions.
Mhm.
You did. Excellent decisions. All right.
Well, and really, it required getting nearly murdered by the knights because otherwise we wouldn't have sought refuge down here.
No, you never know. As you're down there, you notice near you, near this Emporium, there are the remains of a toppled over tower. That is interesting to you because it looks similar to the other towers of the schools of magic. Its fractured base is protruding from the ground like a broken tooth, and it is teeming with what looks like crawling hands around the base of that tower, which is kind of just outside of the the circle that you're in, as part of the tower is there, fallen down on the ground.
I nudge Leonard and I say, I gotta hand it to you. That's creepy.
That is awful.
Lots of crawling.
It's just awful.
Crawling hands crawling all over it. But it's interesting to you. It's toppled over, but it reminds you of the Tower of Abjuration and the Tower of Divination that you had seen previously.
What school of magic would a bunch of hands be?
Roll Insight or roll Arcana.
I think
Insight or Arcana, your call.
I think that'll be Arcana. My insight is +1.
Then roll Arcana. 17?
Yeah.
You're positive that this would have to be none other than the Tower of Necromancy.
Well, see, that's what I was thinking, because necromancy is one of the schools, even though they're like a little evil.
How about you know?
They're not that evil.
Nothing like a little bit of evil to tip you the right way. Necromancy. The Tower of Necromancy. Toppled over in this courtyard back here near the silken shop. The hands, as you look, appear to be trying to excavate the tower's ruins, brick by brick.
Which part of the tower does this look like? Is the entrance to the tower, or is this the top?
The top, nearest you guys, the entrance. Or what would have been the entrance is sort of out here. In the fog. I'll move some of the fog so that you can sort of see a little better. Kind of over here. This toppled down thing. So yeah, I just wanted to point out that you, as you were over here at the silken shop, you noticed this.
I wouldn't mind investigating.
Okay. Yeah. As you sort of look around this tower, you see all these undead-looking claws, hands, that are brick by brick trying to remove the rubble.
I enlist the help of Professor Scott. Actually, no. What was his name? Our friend who is the citizen.
Skrillex? No, his name was not Skrillex. His name was Xerophon.
Yeah, Xylophone. Now I remember.
Xerophon.
Yeah.
Xerophon looks at you all and says, "The Tower of Necromancy. I know not much about it, but there must be another portion of the Way of the Octad here. We should find the inscription. It must be buried in the rubble. If we wish to finish the ritual of the Arcane Octad, we must find the inscription for each of the schools of magic." So, he encourages you to excavate.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, I'll help the hands excavate as long as they don't attack me.
Okay.
Me too.
Let's see here. Does anybody have shovels or pickaxes or any tools to do that with?
I'm reasonably certain Leonard has tools.
I have Smith's tools, so I assume I have like a hammer and something to break up rubble into smaller bits.
Okay. As you're doing this, you notice that there is a ghostly figure that is staring down glumly at the debris looking, just watching you. Dressed in sort of mage robes. Sorry, I don't know if I got that silenced in time. If not, I apologize. But this ghostly figure is sort of looking down and just forlornly watching as you're sort of digging and working with the claws.
So, I guess I try waving at him to see if I can get his attention, and I say, "Hail."
It looks over at you and says, "Hail, such a sadness." And looks down at the rubble and says, "Ah, but yet what had happened to the glory of evil? Ah, the loss. The world is a darker place to lose such a light in such a way." And looks sort of down, glumly. He says, "I thank you, though, for aiding in the uncovering. I was High Necromancer Cadavix. My body remains, my last earthly remains, my body lies buried beneath this rubble. If it would do unto you your quest, if you would be able to free my body, free my corpse, such that it could be laid to rest properly."
We would be happy to help. And we will help your hands here remove rubble. One quick question. So you were here before the fall?
The ghost sort of looks over and says, "Ah, what a loss. The world is a darker place to see the loss of the light of Yithra."
So I wheel around and point to Xylophone and I say, "Do you remember this guy?"
And the ghost says, "Loss. The world is a darker place to see the loss of the light of Yithra."
Oh, okay. Xylophone, I don't think he remembers you. I hope you're not sad.
The world is a darker place to see the light of the loss of the light.
Oh,
It's almost like the ghost is sort of like an echo of the past,
yeah, got it.
and more than like "Hi, I'm Bob. I'm
Right.
Bob the ghost. Let me join your party."
It's just sort of an avatar of, yeah, the spirit.
Yeah. How long are you guys willing to work and dig at this?
Well, it sounds like we've got to get to the seal anyway, right?
Yeah.
So we might as well
Okay.
knuckle down and spend some time here, I guess.
All right. Everybody digs. It takes about 10 hours. There's 5 of you working, we'll say, and it's 50 hours of labor. The claws don't really count. And so it takes 10 hours of work. You are exhausted. It is a full day of digging and unburying while the ghost just silently repeats his laments. Eventually, everybody roll a d20. All 3 of you roll a d20. I like 8. Marcus, 16. Leonard, 9. Harkus, you're the one that gets there first. You find a frozen corpse after you remove the last bit of rubble lying there. And it is wearing the same sort of robes that the ghost was wearing. High Necromancer Cadavix. The ghost, or the corpse, is just frozen entirely solid. The one thing that you notice is that it has a very fine necklace around the neck of the corpse. And Harkus sees this first.
I'm going to take a necklace, I guess.
Harkus, you take the necklace off the frozen corpse, and the body is unearthed. What are you doing with the body?
I guess I'm just going to look up the other guy and be like, okay, here it is.
The ghost says, "You're free." And he lays down inside of the ghost lays down inside of the frozen body and disappears. And the claws begin to sort of scuttle off. And you take the necklace.
Okay.
Underneath the rubble, you see the foundations of the tower. And there is a section of wall bearing an inscription in Draconic. And I think
Doesn't somebody speak Draconic?
one of you could.
Yeah.
I think John Letourneau's character can speak Draconic. And it says, you want to write this down, because you're going to towers out of order. Whoever is the righty downer.
I feel like that's Kenny.
I remember that too.
I feel like I wrote something else down, but
This could be a problem. But you find a script in Draconic and it says, 7th, trace a circle with the ashes of the dead. The only other script that you have found so far was
it's
first.
the first. Take a
First,
thing
shield
from the
thy
youth.
heart with a wand from the nether oak. This one says, 7th, trace a circle with the ashes of the dead.
Okay. Okay. So we got
Yeah.
first,
And
shield thy heart with a wand from the nether oak, and we
What
got
you've done.
7th, trace a circle with the ashes of the dead.
But you don't really know what that means yet.
Well, that means we got at least
Five
five
more.
more. My goodness.
John Hawkins, how many schools of magic are there? This is the ritual of the Octad.
My brain is so locked in on this being the ritual of the arcane dad that I just completely glossed over Oct.
That we glossed over 8 minus 2.
Yep.
Gotcha. Yeah, there are 8. You found 2 of them.
All right.
And Harkus, you have claimed a necklace of fireballs.
Oh.
Whoa.
There are
Oh.
6 beads. There are 6 beads on it.
Yes. 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 Yes.
I look at the necklace of fireballs and I immediately start bellowing, "You Black Knight bastards, you get back here right now."
Oh.
Are you calling? Are you screaming for the knights?
No.
Just one. Just one.
Just hurl the whole necklace at.
All 6 of them. I'd unleash all 6 of them at you.
It might take it.
I probably would.
Oh.
That seems uncalled for.
Got a necklace of fireballs. Now I'm going to use it.
Necklace of fireballs with 6 beads remaining. Yep. That's where we're at. As you all look around in the rubble of this, it has been basically a day. You actually see.
Oops, hold on. Didn't mean to do that. I was trying to change it because it says I was trying to change it because it says I have like 9, and I was just trying to figure out how to change it from.
It's all good.
Okay.
All right. You guys have been sort of around. You've been in the infirmary. Things that you've sort of passed by that you've not explored. This building with the 4 corner towers on it. which you devised was a library. A library. You got sort of distracted. You saw the books and then got distractinated. But as you're looking around, there are a couple things that are reasonably close to you that sort of catch your eye as you've been working for 10 hours, so you're exhausted. There is a building right here next to this tower of the Tower of Necromancy that has what looks like teeth almost coming up from it, like 4 spikes on each side. And they're, I guess you describe them as tusk-like towers embedded in the walls of this monumental building. Their spires arching over a shattered roof. And they have stained glass windows overlooking something on the inside, which is an interesting looking building to you. And then the other thing you see is next to it, behind the library that you passed by previously, is yet another tower with a gleaming light in the top of it. And it's interesting because this tower is engraved with interlocking circles of stone. Yellow light is spilling from its topmost window, and there are the faint sound of brooms brushing on stonework drifting through the air. Sort of a sweeping sound, like a whoosh, whoosh, whoosh sound. And a glowing light from the top of it. Lots of interlocking circles.
That looks like our next stop.
Agreed.
What was the first tower? Abjuration?
The first tower that the very first tower that you went to that you found about the oak?
Yeah.
Yes, Abjuration. So you've been to Abjuration, you've been to Divination and Necromancy, and you know where the script for Divination went, but you've not gone to go get it. So you don't know what this one is, but it strikes you as it looks similar to the other towers.
Right. I'm going with Conjuration.
Okay.
Maybe. Since it's got the Fantasia thing going on.
Yes, very good call. You have good insight. It does have a Fantasia thing going on.
All right. Do we want to head to this tower?
It's up to you guys.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Just a moment. As you get up towards the tower, you hear the brushing sound even louder, and it's drifting through its broken doors. Engraved with interlocking circles of stone, and yellow light is spilling from its topmost window. What do you do?
None of these have been trapped. Like the 3 towers we've gone into.
Abjuration had a glyph of warding on the outside of it.
Oh, that's right. All right, I'm going to look for something trappish.
Roll me a perception to hunt for traps.
All right, Percepcione.
You don't see any traps.
All right. I'll head in.
As you head in, the tower is ruined, but it's surprisingly clean. You see a whole bunch of rooms being moved by what you would surmise to be unseen servant spells that are constantly sweeping the floors, There is a spiral staircase that is ascending towards the top. But nothing has molested you or messed with you in the bottom floor. But you see sort of the invisible sweepers invisibly sweeping.
All right. I'll walk toward them. Do they appear to be noticing me? Like, does it seem
Nope.
like they care that I exist?
Nope, they're just sweeping away. Just sweep, 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 sweep.
All right, I'm gonna head up the glowing light. Can I see it, or does it look like it's
It's
on a?
up in the top, like there's a spiral staircase heading upwards to a chamber at the top of the tower.
But like it's open until then.
Yeah, like you can see the glowing light. Imagine a spiral staircase, heading upwards, and there's a faint light coming from up at the top. Like there's some chamber at the top of like a lighthouse or something.
Okay, but it's not like floor after floor after floor. I can see all the way up.
It's basically like nothing but steps till you reach the topmost chamber.
All right, I'll work on the steps, one step
All right.
at a time.
Is everybody going up the steps?
I shall follow.
Okay, as you reach the top of the tower, you see a room, 30-foot in diameter circular chamber. Into the walls of this room are set glowing orbs. There are 4 giant hands made of shimmering magical force that are hovering in the center of the room. And in the middle of the room, there is a tiny ornamental tower that is perched on the pedestal. As you enter the room, Leonard, you're the first one into the room, and everybody else quickly follows behind you. You see this 30-foot circular room, tiny ornamental tower in the center, glowing orbs surrounding, 4 giant floating, shimmering magical hands around the room. As soon as you enter the room, one of the giant hands turns into a fist, and it swings and punches at you, and it critically misses. And the other fist, the other hands, all 4 of them, ball themselves up into Fantasia fists, and they turn towards the 3 of you that have entered the room and start getting ready to box at you. Everybody can roll initiative. Let me clear this first before you do so. Everybody can roll initiative now.
Jeff, what can I see with the tiny statue tower in the middle? Can I tell anything about it?
Not much, because you just had a hand the size of an elephant try to punch you. It's a little miniature tower. It looks like sitting on a pedestal in the middle. It's a little mini tower, basically. Let me just roll their initiatives real quick. Hang on. And turn down this volume a touch. It's a bit high. Initiative 1. Initiative 2. So there's 4 of them? Oh god, there's 4 of them. 3. Y'all really need a third. Oh, y'all don't really need the rest of your party. Yithrin is hard without everybody.
No.
Initiative 4. Hopefully they'll be back for the next adventure, because we're not going to finish this fight, I doubt. The first hand sort of already went. It got a surprise round. I'm not going to give it another one. Harkus, you're up as you see this thing take a swipe at Leonard and miss him.
Okay.
It's a 30-foot room, so there's not much place to run and hide in here.
Right. Let me see here.
Giant force hands.
All right. Well, I really only have one thing that I can do, and so
I punch it.
I'm gonna go and try and swing at it with my staff of withering. But I'm going to think to myself that I'm moving very quietly and very stealthily.
Yeah, you just sort of
My brand new robe of
spider
attendant.
phase spider silk pelt. Yeah. Holy crap! That's crit. You got it.
That's a lot of damage. Okay.
All right. Add that up for me.
15 plus 22, 27, 34.
Dang. It looks bad. You knock a couple fingers off.
All right, I'm gonna hit it.
The pinky and its birdie finger get knocked off that hand. Little birdie fingers down on the ground, flipping you off. Horse bird finger.
16.
16 is a miss.
Oh, I didn't add my 2d6 to that one as well.
Okay, roll them.
5 more. So.
Okay, not enough to kill it.
Okay. And then I'm going to unarm attack it, and I'm going to grab a hold of it and try and rip the other fingers off.
Okay, I love it. Do it.
Damn it.
That's a miss.
All right, well, that's all I got.
All right. It's the hand's turn. And it's going to try to grapple you back. Make a dexterity saving throw. Okay, you manage to push the hand away, and it's not able to grab you. As you tried to grab it, it tried to grab you back, but you slipped through a couple of its damaged fingers, and it can't do it. One of the other hands is up, and it's going to turn and it's going to try to punch Cadillac. Oh, Cadillac, it crits.
Damn it.
Well, that's bad. Cadillac, that does 46 force damage to you. As you see Cadillac, just one of these hands just literally just plows Cadillac across the room. Like Cadillac hits the wall and it's just ground into the wall. You see Cadillac turned into sort of a mincemeat sandwich over there. And this one's up, and it's going to try to do the same thing to Leonard. 13 to hit Leonard.
I think that's going to do it.
13 is a hit?
Yes.
Man, we got to get you a better AC.
I mean, good grief, man.
31 force damage to Leonard.
Dear
Oh,
God.
dear.
And you're up, Leonard.
Okay. I am going to
Bad guys in Yithrin don't play around, y'all.
How close are these hands?
You're in a 30-foot room, so you can get into melee with any of them.
Yeah. I am going to. How many can I get in a 10-foot sphere?
2.
Okay. I will cast Shatter.
Got it. Okay, so this is a con save. The other. Okay, so that's 1 pass, 1 fail. The one that rolls a 16, you destroy the one hand that tried to grapple Arcus, that had a couple of its fingers knocked off. You just delete it. So you're down to 3 of them, and one of the other hands takes half damage. So you've defeated one of them. But it's the other hand's turn, and it's going to swing down, and it's going to try to grapple you, Leonard.
Yeah, that's a pretty safe bet for it.
Make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Because if I'm one thing, it is dexterous.
Yeah. That ain't gonna do it. So you're gonna take. It grapples you, and you're gonna take 11 bludgeoning damage. And
Okay.
Cadillac, you're up. So
And
you're
am I grappled?
You're grappled. Until you manage to break out of the grapple, it is crushing the life out of you right now.
Oh, love that.
Okay, so how far am I from the hand that is grappling Leonard?
I got one that just punched you into a wall, and you're 30 feet from it, so you're within your movement to get there.
Okay. I am going to try attacking the hand that is grappling Leonard.
Okay.
And so I'm going to hit it here with Dust Crusher. So
Okay.
I'm going to do actually, as a bonus action, I'm going to add let's do, you know what, that's probably unnecessary. Well, on the other hand, is it really unnecessary in this situation? So, okay, I'll do it that in a minute.
There's just
Okay,
giant hand.
So I'm going to do attack with Dust Crusher.
Okay.
And
28 is a hit. And this was a one-handed or two-handed? Two-handed, I assume?
Two-handed.
Okay.
And how's it look?
And this is the one that is grappling Leonard, correct?
Correct.
Okay. It's not undead.
Okay. Then if it's still there, then I'll go ahead and hit a second time.
17 is a miss.
Darn it. Okay, so can I go ahead and add Branding Smite?
Yeah.
Since the first one landed?
Yes.
Okay, and that's what I'm going to do.
17 more?
Correct.
Okay. It's still there. You've blasted off some holes in its horse hand, and it's missing. Maybe it's one of its fingers. So maybe Leonard can break out a little easier as you've sort of smashed it up a good bit. But
yeah.
But it's still holding Leonard.
And it's for whatever it's worth, it's now glowing.
There you go. Harkus, you're up. You're muted.
Can't hear you, Harkus.
Staff of Withering.
That hits. 21 is a hit. Which one are you hitting? You have the one grappling Leonard and then two others.
I'm going with the one on Leonard.
Okay, so you're all sort of ganging up your fire.
Yeah.
Pretty wise choice. Yeah, that hits. 14 is enough to do it. You break that hand down. It's dead.
Okay.
There are two others floating around the room.
All right, so I'll go after another one.
Okay.
Nope.
That's a miss.
And then while I'm over there, I'm going to try to flurry of blows that hand.
Okay. That hits. Okay. It does 11. Okay. 22 hits. Does 9. Okay. That it?
Yep.
All right. It's its turn, and it turns and tries to punch you. It crits. And you see Harkus, after he waylays on it, all of a sudden gets smacked and go flying backwards as this thing does 45 force damage to him. The other one is up, and it's going to try to punch Cadillac, I think. Yes. Critical miss.
Thank goodness.
Leonard, you're up.
All right. I think I am going to use Firebolt.
Okay. Miss.
Oh.
Anything else?
Oh, no, because what I should have done is tried to escape the grapple.
Yeah. No, you're out.
Oh.
Harkus
That
killed the
thing's
one that was
dead,
grappling you.
Oh, I remembered it lost some fingers.
It's
All
dead.
right. In that case,
If you would have done something different than Firebolt because you're out, you can do so.
no, I think I still would have done a firebolt.
Okay. All right. Cadillac, then you're up.
Okay. I'm going to attack the hand closest to me.
Okay.
Oh,
The one that just punched you.
Yeah.
And critically missed. That's a miss with Dust and Pressure. 19 misses.
well, darn.
Harkus, you're up.
Okay. I'm gonna go after the one that just hit me.
That just punched you across the room.
I'm not happy about this at all.
Yeah, good plan.
Um,
That hits. Okay. Good hit. 17's a miss, though.
oh my God. All right. Flurry of blowsing him again.
Okay. That's a crit.
Okay.
Let me see the damage here.
All
All right, what does it look like as you dispatch this hand with your flurry of blows?
Basically, I've ripped one of the fingers off, and I'm just pummeling it with the same finger.
Do you rip one of the fingers off and beat it down with the finger?
Basically,
With its force finger?
Yep.
These are basically like Bigby's hand spells that are like alive. There's one of them left, and it's its turn, and it is
Can
the
I
one
use my other flurry of blow on that?
Yeah.
one?
Because it's flying towards you to try to punch you in the face.
I missed him. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it sees you rip apart the other hand, and it flies across the room and smacks you. I imagine a 16 misses, though.
No, it hits barely.
It does 27 force damage to you.
Okay.
Leonard, you're up.
All right. Firebolt.
Oh, no. Critical miss. Cadillac.
Ba-bam.
Oh, that'll hit. 25 will definitely hit. This does 12. Anything else?
I don't believe so.
It's on top of Harkus right now. Harkus.
Yep. Do.
Hits. All right. Hits. Not a great roll.
Not dead?
No.
All right. Flurry of blows it is.
Yes. Hits. Not dead yet. It's up. And it's going to try to punch you into the ground. 14. Does a 14 hit you?
Nope.
Leonard.
All right.
Your firebolt has been so effective.
Yeah, there's one guy left. I can't waste a spell slot on it.
I understand. Only one left.
All
That
right.
hits.
9.
Leonard, he had 8 hit points left. How's that look like when your firebolt finally connects?
Oh, it just sort of almost doesn't even hit him. It sort of passes through him, and you see the spectral hand catch on fire from the inside, and then dissipate into ash or spectrals.
Yeah. It disappears. They're all gone. And you're in this room with the glowing center thing on the pedestal. The shimmering hands that were protecting this ornamental tower perched on a pedestal that's there. And the hands are all gone.
All
What
right.
do you
I'm looking for an inscription.
do? You don't see any inscriptions anywhere.
Okay, I'm going to step up to the tower. Does it look like the tower we're in?
Kind of.
I'm going to see if there's an inscription in or on or around it.
You can't see anything.
I'm going to poke it.
As you poke it, you feel an energy, and as you touch it, for brief, just a second, a glowing doorway appears. And it kind of appears for just a half second, then kind of disappears because you didn't really fully touch it.
Where does the doorway appear?
In the wall?
So, like, not where the tower is.
No, like a door, like out of thin air, a door sort of appeared.
Okay, I'm going to poke it again and keep my hand in there.
Okay, as you touch the tower, this thing on the pedestal conjures a glowing doorway that's 8 feet tall and 4 feet wide and is 5 feet away from the pedestal. And it stays there. And it appears to be a doorway to nowhere, like the Twilight Zone.
Okay, if I let go of if I stop touching it, does the doorway stay?
Yeah.
Okay, so now that it has fully formed, it is there.
It's there.
Okay. Does somebody? I'll go through. Somebody should probably stay on this side in case.
Well, do you have to keep your hand on the thing for the door to stay active?
Jeff said no.
Oh, okay.
I am gonna take my rope of climbing and speak the command word and anchor it to the floor right outside the Twilight Zone portal and carry it with me into the Twilight Zone portal.
Okay, what do you take with you?
My rope of climbing, which is anchored to the room we're in.
Okay, so you've tied it off. Are you going by yourself, or is anybody else going with you?
I'll go too.
Okay.
Sure,
You're
why
going
not?
to. All right, all three of you are going. You step through the doorway, and the fabric of reality warps and bends around you. You arrive in a demi-plane. But this is a weird place. It's like the den of a house. It's cluttered, full of junk, and strange animals and strange creatures. There appears to be a cauldron sitting on a fireplace that's burning. And a strange liquid is bubbling in the cauldron. As you enter this extra-dimensional den, you see an inscription written on the wall of the den.
Yes.
In Draconic. And the inscription reads, "Second, summon a flame in the palm of your hand," in Draconic. And as you enter this, behind you, where the door was, steps an old woman, and then two other old-looking women with the most hideous-looking, you would almost say hag-like faces, step into view and surround you as they all begin to chant. And their chanting is some sort of almost incantation, really creepy. And one of them stops and says, "Welcome to our home, dearie. I'm anti-pitch. This is anti-pillage." He points to the third one and says, "And this is anti-plunder. We're so pleased to have guests." and she smiles with a hideous smile, and sharp teeth are in her mouth, and she cackles with a horrific cackle that only a night hag could produce. And they say, won't you stay for dinner? And this is where we will leave you for the evening.
I like night hags.
Lovely.
We are all wearing sweet, sweet dinner jackets.
I'll
You
bet
are,
they're
I'm not-
serving soup.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh,
We are wearing sweet dinner jackets.
You are.
okay.
All right. You found yourselves inside of the lair of a coven of hags, where the second inscription is to be found, which said, "Second, summon a flame in the palm of your hand." Which, Leonard, you've been doing that for a while.
Mm-hmm.
No problem.
Yeah, I got 2 of these.
No problem. All right. This is where we'll leave it off for the night, as you have dealt with the Tower of the Necromancy and the Tower of Conjuration so far. We're dealing with, and now we've got some. We found ourselves in a bit of a predicament as we leave it for the evening. What's the
Can't wait to see.
What's the title of the episode, Hawkins?
Oh, it is definitely going to be something along the lines of Robe of the Death Knight Catastrophe.
All right. Well, we'll find out next week. Good night, everybody.
Good night, all.
Y'all.